We were mocking my husband at a neighborhood party until he stood up and told me it's over forever.
Part 2.
I'd see a flicker of pain in his eyes, but he'd quickly hide it with a smile, saying he was just glad I was happy. I didn't realize how much it was affecting him, how it was tearing down his self-worth. Jack's few remaining friends began distancing themselves from him, not understanding why he put up with me. They'd tell him he deserved better, that he needed to stand up for himself, but Jack would always defend me. He said I was just going through a phase, and that he loved me no matter what. The more he defended me, the weaker he appeared, and the more our friends and I lost respect for him. It became a cycle I didn't know how to break. I started hanging out with people who encouraged my behavior, telling me I could do better than Jack, that I should find someone more on my level. Jack, on the other hand, withdrew even more. He focused heavily on his work, taking on more projects and extra hours. He became quieter, more reserved, and avoided social events. When we did go out, he stayed in the background, letting me have the spotlight. I was too caught up in my own world to notice how much this was affecting him. Looking back, I see how unfair I was to Jack. He deserved better. He was a kind, loving partner, and I took him for granted. My own insecurities and need for validation drove a wedge between us, and I pushed away the one person who loved me unconditionally. There are so many moments where I disrespected Jack, and since I feel like venting, I'll share a few with you. Sorry if this gets long. It started months before the neighborhood party, around the time I started pulling away from Jack. I had reconnected with old college friends who had recently moved into the area. They were fun, carefree, and seemed to live the kind of life I thought I wanted. One Friday, my friend Tina invited me out for a girls' night. It was supposed to be just dinner, but it quickly turned into a night of bar hopping and dancing. Jack, ever the supportive husband, encouraged me to go out and have fun. He even gave me extra money to cover any expenses, and I accepted without a second thought. That night, for the first time, I openly mocked Jack in front of my friends. Fueled by drinks, I told them how Jack did everything for me, how he let me be a stay-at-home wife even though we had no kids, and how he never complained. Tina and the others laughed, egging me on, and I loved the attention. The next morning, I woke up with a hangover and a sense of guilt. Jack, as usual, made me breakfast after my night out. He asked how my night was, but I gave him a vague response, avoiding details. I could see concern in his eyes, but he didn't push for more. Instead, he told me he was glad I had fun and that he loved me. The guilt I felt quickly turned to irritation, and I brushed him off. Over the next few weeks, I went out more often with friends. Jack, despite growing visibly tired, continued to support me. Our conversations became brief, and the tension between us grew. I could sense his disappointment, but I ignored it, convincing myself he would never leave me. One evening,
follow for the next part.